Content provider broadcast.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or CBGTV.com. The medical and health information shared does not constitute a physician-patient relationship. It is provided for general informational and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional care.
You're gonna get so high because we're pot smoking. I said we're getting high because we're pot smoking. We're gonna get so high because we're pot smoking. That's right, we're getting high because we're pot smoking. Good morning, sunshine. How you feeling?
THC. Good morning, everybody. Something's going on here. Oh, where's hi? There we go. Hi.
There we go.
Oh my goodness, this has been issues. No, we're still not on CBG TV, bro.
No?
No, up on the corner there, it's got a little exclamation point. Every
So
time.
I said we're having an error on one location.
Yeah. I don't know why we're having a hard time getting on to CBG TV here. I must be doing something wrong. I don't know.
You should have just had to click on the destination. So
That's all I did. It was there when I got there this morning. I said, oh,
yeah.
CBG TV. I clicked on it. And even when I clicked on it, it was like giving me a hard time. So then I just was going to, but then I finally got it to work, I thought, and it was going to be all right. But still, it comes on and goes off the exclamation point.
It's weird.
And when I click on it, it says, we're having trouble streaming your destination. It is possible the stream was ended, which I guess I could have just ended it, maybe, And, or this can also occur if the, whatever this means, RTMP server URL or stream key is incorrect. We can keep trying and let you know if it is resolved. That's not good. I don't like that. Makes me sad.
If I can get my computer open here, then I can go back and pull up that key. But this is a screwed up morning like this. Like on my computer, StreamYard, it's like locked up. It's frozen.
Of course, because we're going live on CBG TV.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't even have my lights off. I don't even have my lights off. I know. It's awfully bright in here. We have our friend Matthew Cooper. He's here.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Have Matt with us today.
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I've hung out with Matt a couple times, and I've wanted him and you to get to know each other because he's a very big advocate for the legalization of marijuana and other things.
He's in Ohio, right?
Yes, they're getting ready. He and Billy are the leaders of the crew when it comes to doing getting everybody riled up. They're like the ones,
right?
They're in charge of getting everybody riled up and ready to vote. He left. He said, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you reach out to Al and see what the hell we're doing wrong? Maybe.
Well,
we're not on CBG TV. Hi, Miss Tish. How are you? On purpose. Welcome.
Morning, Tish.
Guidelines. Already I'm getting the guidelines from Fable.
Who's giving you the guidelines? Oh, Fable Ann.
Fable says I'm saying bad words that I shouldn't be saying.
I just do not get what's going on here. This is the third time StreamYard says something went wrong. Try again.
Hi, Lee Hacker, one of our great DJs over here at WTHC from Cincinnati, Ohio, is right over there in the chat. Hi, Lee Hacker. The safety meeting, that's what it's called. Jerry, welcome. Thank you so much for first time tuning in. We
No
are
worries, Jerry.
the Cannabis Chronicles. I'm the hippie. That's Dr. High. We're
Okay,
supposed to be on
gone,
CBG TV right now, but it seems to be giving us an issue.
gone. Get out of here.
Do you want me to get rid of all of ours and see if I can go just on CBG TV? But it's
Hold on a second. Al just sent me a message.
He said, "What'd you do?"
He said, I'm watching.
Oh, hi, Al.
So I just sent him a message back, like on CBG TV.
We have a little exclamation point up there saying we're not on. But if he says we're on, then we're good.
Maybe we are. Maybe we are. I don't know. We shall find out in a moment or two if I get his response. I don't know. Frustrating, but I guess it's the first one, right? We're gonna have some glitches.
Oh, absolutely. There's gonna be some glitches, but we're gonna work our way through it. This is only our first one.
Once again, folks, this is a show for stoners by stoners.
Yes.
So
that doesn't give us an excuse. We should be doing a quality show, Doctor.
No, absolutely. But we do have issues from time to time. Probably a problem with the key I gave you. I'm not watching on CBG.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Well, we're not on CBG.
No.
All right. Well, anyway, let's get it going. We have a bunch of people here. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Will be our debut on CBG TV.
That's all right.
We have our good friend Matthew here, I guess. I don't know why it's not working. I mean,
okay.
What is Al saying? All right, everybody, put your hands together. Big round of applause for our friend Matthew Cooper. Yay! Clap, clap.
Appreciate you guys. Glad to be here again.
Clap, 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 clap.
Oh,
clap.
there you are. How you doing, Matt?
How do? Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. How's everything?
Matthew, Dr. High, Matthew, nice to meet you guys.
Dr. High, pleasure to meet you. Things have been great, man. Things are really good here in Ohio.
I'm just trying to multitask here at the moment. Figure out what's going on.
We're having some issues today. We're having a little bit of issues. But we appreciate you coming on and being our friend and hanging out with us. We have lots of questions because you guys are right there. It's like 6 or 8 days away, something like that. And you guys
November 2nd, right?
7th.
7th.
Yeah,
yes,
November 7th. I know my friend Lee Hacker, DJ over here, is going to be voting yes. He's in Ohio. He's in Cincinnati, so he'll be going and voting yes for sure.
I was actually reading an article a little bit yesterday, and there's a local news station that was actually looking for naysayers as far as, declining the vote and voting no. And they're having a hard time finding anyone who is A, against it, or B, stupid enough to put that they're against it on the internet.
Yes. That could be it.
That's funny. I think it's probably the first one. It's getting harder and harder to find people who are anti-cannabis unless they work in the pharmaceutical industry, the alcohol industry, or an industry like that. You know what I mean? Those are the only ones that are against it because it takes a chunk out of their pie.
Well, but even then, a lot of the like a lot of the pharmaceutical companies I've noticed have been swinging a lot further for cannabis because they also realize that in the medical realm they can utilize it now. So naturally they don't want they would rather get medical out of the way and bring in recreational because that also gives them the ability to go and buy these grows and these small grows and then turn a profit on them.
Yeah.
That's something that I have noticed within the last 6 months that has been unfolding.
Well, if it's anything like Canada, they won't make a profit. Because I'll tell you, the legal industry up here is choked with regulation and inability to actually make money in this industry. I saw an article the other day, or actually a news story, that said 1.5 billion grams of cannabis was destroyed in Canada last year because it was overproduced. So instead of giving that to people with medical
dropping the price so that you don't have to worry about getting and destroying it, drop the price, sell it at a reasonable price, and let people utilize the medication. Why destroy it? Make edibles, do something.
Good morning, Douglas. How
Well,
are you?
they do it all here. But what's up, Doug? How are you?
Like, that's something I've never understood. And I know there's a lot of markets. Like, I know that Michigan, Oregon, Oklahoma, those are all places that, because there are so many grows, that they do end up getting rid of a lot of medicine. Now, the issue that I have with it is that's why the price is so damn high. They have everything set to where they want to maximize their profits, and they don't see that a lot of people nowadays cannot afford most of these prices, especially if you're in a medical state and not a legal state.
Yeah. No, it's really, really wrong the way that it's being handled as far as people who are prescribed. You know what I mean? Like, this should be really accessible to people, and there's no call for having prices like they are.
And Ohio's on the 10th scale. We don't even get, like, we're paying twice the amount for less medicine. Instead of getting an eighth, 2.83s. Instead of getting a quarter, 7 grams, you get 5, 6. That sounds like we're in a horror movie.
Well, it is Halloween. Hold on a second here. Where am I at? Where's my other phone?
Wait, somebody come behind me.
Remove the Dr. High with no picture.
It won't let me. It just says edit name.
What the?
Change his name. It'll help.
You got to remove it. You put it there, bro.
I'm trying to figure out how.
Click on the 3 little dots.
There we go.
All right. Well, the great news is this is going swimmingly.
It's Monday, boys. It's Monday.
Oh, boy.
Have you ever pondered cannabis beyond the haze? Would you like to know more about this incredible plant? Dive into drhigh.com. Unlock medical wonders, master home-based crafts, and debunk myths. Do you support our mission? Shop Dr. High AI Haze on Etsy for cannabis-themed clothing, mugs, and digital downloads using original AI cannabis art. Hell, we might even have some psychedelic mushroom items there too. We also have 25 books on cannabis and specific medical conditions available at Dr. High on Amazon.com. drhigh.com, cannabis information, education, and advocacy.
Announcing CBG TV's Bud Break book. Get your copy now. Detailed strain reviews. Every purchase supports the ongoing efforts of CBG TV. Available from Amazon and at cbgtv.com or scan the QR code.
Scan the QR code, damn it.
I like that one.
Say bye-bye to bottled water. Holistic Health Water has certified medical-grade water ionizers that make 7 types of water, including healthy alkaline. There's a 5-micron filter that lasts up to a year, and each machine lasts 25 to 30 years. Simply attach to your faucet or install under your sink. Even get a mineral spa unit for your shower. Go to ownyourwater.org to get a free ebook. Plus, pay for any machine in full and get an extra filter free. Change your water and change your life.
Yes, Garrett.
Ownyourwater.org.
Discover the natural path to wellness at Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Herbs!
With a passion for holistic health, we are your trusted source for premium herbs and concentrates.
Wait a minute, do they have weed?
Our dedicated team is here to guide you on your wellness journey.
Dr. High?
Open 7 days a week, 10 to 10, ensuring you have access to what you need when you need it most. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates is located
They're pot!
2941 Highway 11, Burnt Church, New Brunswick, Canada. If you need assistance anytime,
I need assistance. I need weed.
Just call 506-871-4299. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Where all the potheads go.
WTHC, we're back. And don't forget, Tailored Herbs and Concentrates is giving away free pre-rolls. All you got to do is walk in, and today all you have to say is coffee in a joint. Coffee in a joint, and you're
coffee in a joint. Coffee in a joint. Coffee in a joint. I said it. Coffee in a joint.
Yeah, but you have to go all the way up to New Brunswick, Canada, and to get your pre-roll. They're not going to send it to you.
Well, that's upsetting.
It is.
I'd like to speak to the manager.
Hey, I got to talk to it all the time. I got to do it all the time and think about it. I'm like, damn, if I went there every day and got a damn free pre-roll, I wouldn't even have to go to the dispensary.
I mean, the coffee.
By the time you got home, you'd have to go back.
Right. That's the issue. Speaking of coffee, mine's empty. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So let's
get your arm just got really big.
I got to do a 420. Yeah, I have a big arm. A Popeye arm.
Hey,
Happy 420. You know these guys.
AKA Billy Blaze.
Shout out Calligraphy.
420 kid of the holistic cloud. R.I.P. to my man Derek Crum. I want to give a shout out to Calligraphy. My dude Means. Little homie Manuel Noriega. Big Just. Rossi. Jack the Apostle. The League.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Big buzz to little crumbs broke up in the bottom. Feel like autumn leaves falling. Only problem needs solving is seeing who I'm calling for some trees to indulge in. Need to holler at Billy. He keep his head in the cloud. Bel Air Kush by the bush. Wow. Screaming loud. Still smoking. Having nice dreams floating through space. So when they ask me how high, my reply, I'm half baked. Sir, smoke a lot. Doctor said I need a bacchiotomy. Prescribe me huckleberry and lemon cherry gelato, G. I take it back to rolling in the Optimo. Blowing smoke out my nose, dropping ashes on my clothes till I doze off. I'm so fried, no lie. Got you afraid of heights, scared to look down, you so high. Cause when I spit that shit, it's like I lit that shit in the crowd. Pass it around and let you hit that shit. Weed is all I need. Smoke that weed. Weed is all I breathe. Smoke down leaves. Brought up in the leaf for my relief. I'm in love with THC. Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it. 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 Cause sunshine
in my pocket on a Sunday stroll. I love that song.
Let the good times roll. Therapy, earth, body, and soul. World, give me beef, Bel Air Kush, give me mental control. L-lit, back roll, 5 hats told. The studio we roll, bring relief. We the music, all I need to know. Healthier than pill pop. Mother, give me herbs that fill spot. My medication, kid to a pill shot. Little strands, lay hands in stressful situations. Out of all the girls in my life, Mary Jane, a reservation. Here at 23, raising hands in liberation. A celebration, history free from information. Stand up, provide the right education. Show love, holistic cloud, politics throughout the nation.
Lee, how are you? Melissa, how are you?
Weed is all I need. Smoke that weed, smoke that weed. Weed is all I breathe. Broke down leaves, broke down leaves. Brought up in the leaf for my relief.
Hi, Melissa.
I'm in love with THC. Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it. 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 Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it.
Believe.
I love that damn song, dude. Shout out Calligraphy. Those guys are some workers first and foremost.
I love them.
Like they're always in the studio. I just recently started working with them, and as fast as I can get a song done, they've got 7 more lined up. Like,
wow,
they're nuts.
Nice.
I love
well,
that.
when you got that creative fire, right? Just burns. You got to get it out. It just comes, you know.
Oh, they do. Jag literally lives in his studio. Like that man, I can send him a text message at 6 o'clock in the morning, and he's already in the studio after he gets the kids up. And then you text him at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he is still awake and still recording somebody. It's nuts.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Please go over to YouTube if you have a YouTube and subscribe for us. We would love that.
For sure.
Yeah, we're at like 138.
130. Well, we were below 100.
We're growing.
Yeah,
fast.
YouTube's tough. Now we've been on YouTube for about 3 years now. But we only actively really started pushing on YouTube about a year and a half ago. We were pretty much on Facebook, Instagram. YouTube, there's just so many people on there that it's hard unless people are specifically looking for you, or you put up like the little shorts and stuff where they can kind of scroll like TikTok.
Yeah.
It took a while for us to get to the 1,000 mark.
Yeah.
It took a minute.
It's going to be a minute for us as well, I see.
We'll see what we can't do to fix that.
We've been trying, and it's going very slowly. It's going, though. It's going. But anyway, Dr. High, are you alive over there? Damn it.
Oh, I'm alive.
Well, you look
just frozen.
Just frozen.
It's just a Monday. And I apologize for my background here. I'm multitasking today.
I love
Had to take the wife to the doctors. So we're multitasking.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. We appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. By the looks of it, Dr. High is on break again. So I will start out. I have received my versions of Dabbing with Dads, a couple of them already. Starting this Saturday, they will be playing in the daytime, probably around noonish. I will let you know exactly when I get everything together. But now I have 5 or 6 different podcasts that are going to be playing on Saturdays, including Dabbing with Dads every Saturday. You can hear it on Live 365 or tune in on WTHC Radio. Did you see my doobie? It went around.
Thank you guys so much for that.
Thank you. It fills it in.
The last episode we did this past Friday was probably one of the funniest ones that we've had to date.
Yeah.
And that's because there was an unfortunate accident that ended up being incredibly funny, and it's getting its turns on TikTok.
You told me about it when you come and hang out with me and Mike over the weekend on Saturday, but I want you to tell everybody because you got it.
Well, we were just doing our thing, and there's always been a little segment in Dabbing with Dads where we always mess with Brandon. All right, we love Brandon Cameron, but we mess with him a lot.
I got a couple that I like to mess with.
Right, he's fun to pick on. You know what I mean? He takes it in stride. So normally we have little dart guns that we had used for a challenge a couple months ago, but they're always there. And I've been trying to we had an arsenal of those little Nerf darts. Well, I thought I had gotten rid of all of them. And I took the magazine out of the one Nerf gun and just kind of left it up underneath the bar. Dank picked it up and was going to shoot Brandon in the forehead with it. Just a Nerf gun. I mean, no harm, no foul. Until we realized there was a thumbtack in it. It was one of the ones that
after we had a shot, we realized.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, it was well after, because we were expecting it to hit and bounce, and when it didn't bounce, I started to panic. And then when he grabbed his lip and did this,
and pulled it out of his lip. Oh, luckily, us, the pink sock, White Mike over there and myself gave away a rolling tray this weekend, and Brandon was the big winner.
Yes,
so he got a good rolling tray out of the deal. So luckily for him, because my goodness, piercing, right? A high-speed piercing. Ow! Son of a bitch!
If it would have been up, like I said, about another centimeter, he could have put a lip ring in it.
Yeah,
perfectly.
All right. Dr. High, get into it. Dig into this guy, because he's
let's get there.
Knowledge. Yeah, we got time now. We don't have to do a commercial for a little while.
Let's get there.
He froze up again. Son of a bitch.
Unfortunately, that comes with the territory.
It's not me, right? I'm working, right? I'm here.
No, you're working. He's there. His head shaking. He's alive.
Yes.
He's an angry elf.
Fuck.
He's an angry elf. Look at him. Now he's pissed and he's frozen.
This is so frustrating.
You might have too much stuff trying to run over there, big fella.
I got nothing running. That's
I was going to
why
say,
we
send
passed
all
it
your
on to
work.
Garrett.
Send all your work to Garrett. That's what I do. I send all the work to Garrett down there. He's in charge.
It's
Is
all
it
gone to
snowing?
him already. Yeah,
Is
actually, it is.
See, there you go. It's the snow.
Jules Wells, what's up, darling? Amy Bruce, glad you could come in, hon.
Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Everybody, we really appreciate it, and we love you guys. Come on, High. Let's go. Focus. He's focused, all right.
Oh yeah, he's hella focused right now. What he may have to do, and I agree with Garrett, if anything else, he might have to just kind of restart his thing and pop back in.
Not again.
Hold on, we're gonna.
Not again.
Trying to keep up with the chat.
Well, I appreciate that, Matthew. I can't do it. My hand doesn't type very well.
Patrick Kish, what's up? Kelly Collins, glad you guys could pop in.
Hi,
I've been excited to meet Dr. High since our last meeting, because you said he's got a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, and it's always fun chopping it up with people that, you know what I mean, share similar nerd research. Jules, they just played THC.
Did you delete your other one, High?
Nope.
Come on.
Welcome to the Twilight Zone.
I'm going to get out of here.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm just switching to my phone. I'm going to shut this piece of shit down.
Good news is it's almost time for a commercial again. You've been
no kidding.
Falling well.
Oh man, I'm so sorry about this today. This is
on any other day when we have nobody here, we could deal with this. Today we have our friend Matt Cooper here, and of course we're having all these issues.
It comes with the territory. I've been doing this stuff for a while.
Not the first time.
It happens.
It's not the first time.
I'm glad that it well, no, I'm not glad at all. I'm going to tell you honestly.
Oh man,
Dr. High, are you here?
I'm here now.
Yay! Finally,
I'm here now because I'm off the computer and on the phone. So,
hey, there's Christopher Means, one of our friends from calligraphy over there.
There he is.
Nice.
Means, what's up, G? I was just preaching the gospel, y'all.
Yeah, we were. We were just talking about you. Your ears must have been ringing. Anyway, Dr. High, please get into this guy. He's got too much knowledge for me. Ow! Hi, Al Graham. There's our friend Al Graham, everybody. Make sure you grab him up.
That's Al, our man from CBG TV.
CBG TV.
Yeah. So,
I
Matt.
guess our debut will be tomorrow.
Tell me about what you're doing out there in Ohio. I know you're a part of the Weed Suit Heroes. I know that you're involved with the Holistic Cloud.
Yes, sir.
You do a lot of advocacy and a lot of fighting for cannabis rights in Ohio. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? I'm sure hippies heard some of it, but I'd like to know all about what you're doing.
Honestly, I'm going to take it a little further back. I started my social media, advocating for cannabis use, but I was advocating for reform for how we deal with addiction and how we handle addicts, because I want to see cannabis as something that we can use for like medical assisted treatment.
Yeah,
because
I agree with you, sir.
It worked for me. You know what I mean? Like it worked for a lot of other people that I know. I used kratom and cannabis, which are both all natural remedies, because I had tried for 7 years. I tried medically assisted and it worked, but I ended up with another addiction instead of a solution.
Right.
So, as one of the qualifiers for Ohio, addiction is not something that you can get your medical card for. You would have to either have PTSD or go under one of the other forms to actually be able to use the medication.
Right.
So I had started making videos, lighthearted videos, funny videos, just trying to, gain some type of traction towards getting someone to listen. And Billy Blaze is actually the one who had caught on to it the fastest.
Okay.
I had made an account on TikTok, went viral. I shot up to like 300 and something thousand followers on my first account. I had a couple million views on one hashtag at the time. He had sent me a message, was like, look, I like what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, why don't you come over to the cloud? We could pair up and, you know what I mean, give it a run.
sit down and talk.
Yeah, that's I joined the Cloud family, and it's been pedal on the gas the entire time. We have the Weed Suit Heroes, we've got the Cloud, I've got the Dabbing with Dads deal. We paired up with Michael Alisea, who is our artist. You know, he has Alisea murals. The guy is phenomenal.
Yeah. I have seen some of his work.
Oh my goodness.
And that's his quick work. You should see the stuff that he takes his time on. It is insane. He can do an entire wall in 3 days.
Wow.
Like it's nuts.
He's amazing.
But the group that we had, then you throw in John Lee, Brady, and all that, like with his Useless Reality, we have a million different avenues to get our message out there. So we had started we were going to Kent. We were collecting signatures for like decriminalizations and stuff. We had put 14 cities on the ballot in 1 year. And Bill and I were scrolling Amazon one day looking for we were looking for weed costumes.
Okay.
We found the Weed Suit and realized real quick, like, because he and I ordered the first two, that they're one of the best nib shit, catchers, attention grabbers that we've ever used our lives. And we realized we had something with it. So when we went out to do our decrim, we started just wearing the weed suits because it's really hard to be mad at a guy in a weed suit, first and foremost. Even if you don't like cannabis, you love the suit.
This is true.
As soon as you walk up, you're like, yeah, I like this guy.
We realized that, it was turning a lot of heads, and it was making it a lot easier for us to get our message out there. What was that?
I said, I can't wait to get my weed suit. I'm still looking, and I got to find a baby size one.
We got to find one in a newborn size.
We're going to have to, we'll have to get you a onesie there. One of those onesies. I'm sure they're out there somewhere.
The fake suit,
We'll get you one with a trap door so you can still show your junk every now and again.
Yes. Actually, I have a blanket on today. Whoa.
Oh, that's good. You were prepared for your television debut with the blanket. That's a good idea.
Right. I was prepared in case any accidents happen. I didn't want anything falling out on CBG TV.
That's right.
And my great friend Lori made this blankie for me so that wouldn't happen. So I had to wear it.
So that it wouldn't occur.
She gave me this tie too. She loves me. Lori loves me.
That's funny.
She gave me this tie and this blankie. She made the blankie for me.
I like the blanket.
Yeah.
But no, the closer we got to legalization, we realized that real quick that there's only a couple advocacy groups in Ohio, Normal being the biggest one. They're working, don't get me wrong, but they're not pushing the way you need. Like nowadays, you can't just go out and give out information. You can't, because it's going to fall on deaf ears. You've got to be edgy. You've got to be in people's face. And a lot of people don't like the way that we go about it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that they disagree with how we go about it because it's not as professional, I guess.
In what way do they disagree? You're talking about cannabis. People think that that your approach is not.
It's a little edgy.
Is that what you mean?
Yes, because now if you like in Ohio, prime example, if you work for a dispensary or anything of the sort, you're not allowed to wear cannabis leaves on your shirts. You're not allowed to really advocate at all. The signage has to, it's not really supposed to have cannabis leaves in it. Like you're supposed to be a lot more reserved and more business professional. It's supposed to look more medical than anything.
Right.
But I disagree with that because how do you kill the stigma? How do you kill that taboo if it's not in people's face, if they're not seeing? You know what I mean? Right. Like we saw people that when they see us holding signs, they're all, well, you're doing this in front of kids. It is what we are doing, and all we're doing is advocating. We're not smoking in front of them. But what is the difference of us standing out there holding our signs and raising awareness and educating people versus every little league team that's sponsored by every sports bar and grill?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That they have their signs hanging everywhere.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like one's legal, one's not.
There shouldn't be one at all. It's just a double standard, right?
Oh, it's a horrible double standard.
I look at it as like, go get sponsors and get dispensaries to start sponsoring those little leagues and shit, man.
Well, there are probably regulations against that sort of thing, right?
Well, and there are
regulations.
Unfortunately, even though there shouldn't be, but there is. And that's one of the things that we aim to change. Because if you look at the demographic nowadays, there's not near as...
It's official. I'm sponsoring a little league baseball team this year.
Well, see, and that's something Bill did.
WTHC radio will be on a jersey next year somewhere.
With a subtle little weed leaf on their hat.
A little weed leaf on their hat or a little weed leaf on their shirt, but I'm doing it.
Well, see, that's what Bill did. He went out and sponsored.
Yeah, I coached in 2 different leagues in this area for like 20 years. I just recently retired, so I have a little pull with some of the leagues. I don't know if I have that much pull yet, but I'm going.
Yeah, trying to get the pot leaf onto little kids' jerseys might be a challenge.
I'm going.
That one might be tough, but to get WTHC radio, that'd be huge. That'd be huge.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm going to buy a banner no matter what and put it up in the outfield.
But that's the other thing that kind of burns people up.
Radio, bruh.
Is Bill has
hit a home
sponsored the sports teams. We have, we have the Cloud names on everything. He has had the football team. He has had the football team down that he's fed them like 3 or 4 times. Yeah. Like he's actually fixing to have most of the school. He's going to feed them.
That's how you do it. You guys, you and dumbass there, what's his name, Mike, are going back to do comedy, right? You're going back to comedy over at the school again. That's how you're going to educate. That's how you spread the word. That's why I was talking to Dr. High about something. We'll talk about that later, me and you, because I'm still on it, but we got to work on it. We got to figure it out the right way. But anyway, the kids need to know as well. Like, these kids need to know that this is mommy and daddy's medicine and it's not to be touched.
Well, see, and that's the thing. They say that they say that the cannabis community is targeting kids, when in actuality, and I've said it before, they're targeting adults' nostalgia. It has nothing to do with trying to get kids to it. If anything, if you kill the taboo and stigma and make it more mainline and mainstream, you have a lot less kids that want to do it because you don't feel like you're getting away with anything anymore.
It's the forbidden fruit, right?
In it now, I think it's already gone down. The kids,
and it has. If you look, there's more older people.
Are down now. It's up in the older people that are going more towards it.
Yep, it's the older people now. Instead of it being the kids like they were worried about, you've got more of the 60 and up demographic that have lived through the reefer madness that are coming back to cannabis because they realize that they were lied to, and that's what we need because there's your voters.
Yeah.
That legality is it's stopped by the people that are still on this planet that live through reefer madness that still believe that crap. Right. That's why I feel that Ohio's going to pass, because most of our customers, especially in our Steubenville store, are in the 60 and up range. It's not young kids. It ain't teenagers. This is your grandpappy and grandma that's coming in to see us now and that have most of the questions.
This is the demographic that can benefit the most from the inclusion of cannabis.
Yes.
Is people, like let's say 40 and up, because that's the point in life where you start to encounter some of these conditions and some of these, things where your body starts to break down a little bit, or, they usually tend to emerge a little later in life. Not that there aren't young people that can benefit from it also, but this is a larger segment of the population that really can stand to benefit from the inclusion of cannabis.
Well, and that's I'm a big firm believer. Like, I've finally gotten most of the adults in my family that I come from a family where it was really taboo. They're all drinkers. They try, because it's illegal, they stayed away, which is fine. But when you put it in the perspective of look how much Tylenol and ibuprofen the average human takes, especially in the 40 and over group, because of major, aches and pains. Most of us live paycheck to paycheck and work hard jobs, blue collar jobs, where you come home and you're tired every day. CBD itself is a natural NSAID. So you get strains that the 1-to-1 strains, and I've been pushing those hard with the older demographic because it'll help with your nausea, appetite, helps with any aches and pains, helps with the calcification and inflammation in your joints. There really is no downside to it, and it's 40 times safer than ibuprofen and Tylenol you're taking 4 times a day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even aspirin kills people every year, but it's very difficult to document any deaths that can be attributed to
puppetry. Badger Heart. Sorry.
Commercial.
We have to figure that out somehow, because like I want to be able to pull it up without having it go live, but every time I pull it up, it starts live. So we're gonna have to work on that somehow. But because I did not want to cut you guys off, you were in the middle of talking, and I had my timer running down there, and time. So
let the credits roll, Bubba. I'm here for a minute.
All right, we'll be back. We're here. Don't go.
You got to see the new WTHC commercial coming up in this block.
Yeah, yep. Our new.
That's exciting.
We're gonna be making a new one though, because we have to fix a couple things, but yeah. Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. If you need some kick-ass puppets, contact Forge at 1-636-234-1535. He has all your puppet needs. He can fix puppets, build puppets, custom-made puppets. He has puppets off the rack for cheap prices. Contact Forge today at 1-636-234-1535 or on TikTok or Facebook at Badger Heart Puppetry. He also makes LARPing items too.
WTHC Radio presents The Overnight Session with DJ Bodylocks from midnight till 4 a.m. Hacking Lungs with the Hacker from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. Wake and Bake with Becca Beats from 8 a.m. until noon. The Cannabis Chronicles with the Hippie and Dr. High from noon until 2 p.m. Afternoon Buzz with the Hippie from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. In the Clouds with the Hippie and NV from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. The Overcast with NV from 10 p.m. until midnight. WTHC Digital Broadcasting, made by stoners for stoners.
Are you in the Ellensville or Middletown, New York area? Revamp your space with Collins Paints Ltd. Ugly walls? Let Collins Paints Ltd. add a splash of color to your world. Collins Painting is a veteran-owned and operated business. They can transform your space to whatever your heart desires. Say goodbye to the boring beige and hello to possibilities of bright and vibrant colors. The Collins Painting team are a group of skilled professional painters who will turn your vision into reality. Call Collins Paint Ltd. today to get a fast and easy quote. Available Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them at 845-869-8176.
Hey, Mrs. Hippie, why don't we take a ride to Dauphin, PA today?
Dauphin? What's in Dauphin?
Bella's Badass Crystals.
Oh, but I thought you hang out with them on Facebook and on TikTok.
That's only on Mondays, Tuesdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Today I want to go there and pick up all my great finds.
That sounds like a great road trip. That's Bella's Badass Crystals on TikTok and Facebook, but you can also find them at the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA.
They are badass.
Well, that ends abruptly.
Yeah, that kind of...
I was just starting to feel the beat.
Yeah,
I know that song. I tell you, that's a dreamy one there.
I feel like I'm at J.C. Penney's with my mom in the shopping cart while she's pushing me around.
Right, that was some elevator music that I
there's no doubt. No doubt.
But besides that, brings back good memories of being in the shopping cart, mom pushing me around, me trying to grab clothing off the rack as we were going down the aisle. All right, let's get back to it, Dr. High. That's it for commercials for another 30 or so minutes. So,
yeah, I'm so distracted today. I'm sorry about that. Technical shit is driving me nuts. My computer's fucking with me, and I'm irritated. But anyway, so you guys are out there doing your thing. I'm really surprised that there are actually people in the community that give you a hard time over the way that you're pursuing this. I mean, advocacy is advocacy. We have to take different paths because we are such a diverse community.
It's a different world than 1980s.
Yeah. I mean, it's like what we do here, right? We're kind of focused on information and education, and this was the main gist in how we started. But we also know that we have to entertain. We have to have the stoner avenue. We have to have the educational avenue. I mean, there are so many different ways that encompass what we're trying to do in this community that I'm really surprised that anybody would be critical at all of your approach. It's actually kind of sad.
A lot of it also kind of comes down to egos. If we're going to be a 1,000% candid, a lot of it comes down to ego. A lot of people feel that they were here first and blah, blah, blah. But the fact of the matter will always remain, no one is going to outwork our group as far as being out in the streets and doing what we're doing. Nobody is pushing as hard as we are. We're going to do things how we're going to do them, and it's working. That should be the bottom line. It's, I mean, and we will network with anybody, literally anyone. If you are on the side of cannabis, we're there. You know what I mean? I have there's no axe to grind anywhere. But you do have other people who do not view things that same way.
Then their motivation
of the ship, and it just doesn't work that way. It's supposed to be a group effort.
Yeah, I was going to say their motivation must be skewed if that's the way they approach this and think about it, right? You have to question somebody's motivation. Yeah, well, that's it, right? Because we need to work together as a community. You know what I mean? We are 6 or 8% of the population, by some estimates, maybe as much as 15%. Yep. But
I think we're way more than that.
Well, you know, just recently they've been releasing stuff in Canada after 50, what they found after 5 years of legalization. And it was kind of funny because they were trying to say that because cannabis is legal now, that more people are encouraged to use it. So the numbers have gone up, right? Pre-legalization, it was about 8% of the population. Now they're saying 22% of the population are using cannabis on a regular basis. But what they omit from that story is the fact that now that it's legal, that variation in percentage just feels more comfortable in admitting it, right? It's not that they've all of a sudden became, oh, you know what I mean? Weed's legal. I'm going to go out and start smoking.
I still feel like there's a portion of people who haven't admitted it, that even though that it's legal in their state, they're still hiding it because they're afraid to let their kids know, or they don't want their mommy and daddy to know.
Yep, their kids, their employer.
In their 30s or 40s, they're hiding it from their doctors. They're hiding it from everybody. You know, you got to go out and tell them that you're doing it because we need your support. It's not something that, it just, you can't hide that shit. Like our friend Kelly just recently told her doctor, and that was a whole debacle. Her doctor called her stupid and a drug addict. And
with Curly Cal.
Yeah. And now her doctor has since been fired and no longer is her doctor. And she has a doctor who supports the fact that she's using medical marijuana.
That doctor really should be investigated by the board that oversees them.
I think she might be being investigated because Curly Cal went on and said she doesn't have a good comment about her, and there's a lot of shit going on there. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you're not meant to demean your patients, right? Because they've admitted to you something that might be very difficult to admit to.
Right. First of all, what I mean? You're a shrink. First of all, you're a shrink.
You to be honest with them.
Right. You're a shrink. First of all, if I have a problem with medicine, I have a problem. I would go to my shrink to talk about my issues with anything. That's where you go to talk to people. Why would she demean her and make her look stupid or make her feel bad? She cried when she got off the phone after the call. She felt like, and I was like, no, that woman's wrong. And I wanted the woman's phone number. I wanted to call and go off on her.
Yeah. No, it's a sad situation, but even the doctors are discouraged by their professional boards from even approaching the topic of cannabis. Right? You do have some doctors who are outliers because they've either encountered it within their own families where they've seen the benefit, or they have had a patient who has had an incredible turnaround in their situation once they included cannabis in their treatment regimen, right? So then the doctor becomes enlightened and says, "Hey, what's up with this? This is unusual. We don't expect that." So they start to do the research, and their eyes become opened, and then they approach it. But there's still a lot of pressure not to. I mean, look at the VA, right? The VA doctors can now talk about psilocybin and psychedelics in the treatment of vets, but they're still being told not to discuss medical cannabis. Where's the logic in that? There is none, really. Right. So it makes you wonder, who's trying to set this policy or procedure into place. It just doesn't make sense. And this is a group of people who benefit tremendously from cannabis. Canada last year spent $167 million providing cannabis to veterans.
See, and that's something that cannabis is one of those things that I feel that it fixes so many things that's why a lot of the pharmaceutical companies, a lot of the doctors don't want you utilizing it, because you won't need a half of the medications they're going to try to prescribe you. And I will die on that hill every day. But you brought up psilocybin, and that's one of the things that I'm glad the VA is finally looking into, because most PTSD medications and the antipsychotics they're going to prescribe you. Look at the side effects to those. Yep. You have an already possibly suicidal person. You're giving them a medication that it tells you can exacerbate that tenfold. Yeah. So at least they're finally looking at a natural remedy that, you know what I mean? It's at least turning a corner. But our camera guy Cody, he is a veteran. Can't thank him enough for his service. He has a lot of back problems that are from his tours. Right. So he just had to fight tooth and nail to get a surgery that he needed, that he has been living in agony for years. They pushed him around. Now, his doctor is one of the ones that once Cody had finally came clean, and because his doctor asked how he was managing his pain. And he told him, I use cannabis, and I use it regularly. And his doctor had an issue with it, but only to the point that he didn't want him smoking it. He'd rather, edibles, whatever. That is an enlightened doctor. That is what we need so much more of, because most of the doctors that I talk to on a weekly basis, including my own therapist, because again, I am a recovering addict. My therapist is one avenue of recovery that I won't let go of. I have followed I drive out of state just to see, because I'm not opening up.
Michelle, I'm with you on that one, Michelle. I don't see how anything that can grow naturally can be told us that it's illegal. How do you fucking tell us? But meanwhile, you manipulate all these other things like alcohol or whatever to make it, and then that's fine. But this little plant that's growing in my yard is illegal.
Right. You don't have to add nothing to it. There's no chemical genetic.
I'm wearing your blanket.
It's not just that. Going back to what Michelle said, we have at least 5,000 years of documented history of cannabis involvement with humans, and that's documented. So how about the time before that wasn't documented? Right? This could be a potential why the ECS works the way it does, because we've evolved with this plant. This plant has been a part of our evolution and is designed to work with us. So what it comes down to is there were interests involved, as we talked about before, DuPont and companies like this that couldn't compete with hemp. That's where it kind of started. And in order to eradicate the hemp, they had to go after the cannabis side of it. And they used, a lot of racial overtone, and they used a lot of things of that nature to scare people away. Right? And make it look bad. Exactly. And the funny thing is you look at studies that are coming out now, right? Over our lifetime, there was a time where they said, you shouldn't have more than 3 drinks a day. You shouldn't have more than this many drinks a day. Now, in 2023, they're saying no alcohol is beneficial at all for you. Yet the studies that are coming out about cannabis that show the potential.
What about wine? What about
red wine only, really?
Yeah,
because of the resveratrol.
Red wine could help you.
But they also tell you before it was drink all the water you wanted to. Now all of a sudden, if you drink too much of it, it'll make you sick. You know what I mean? Truth be told, if we went by that logic, we wouldn't consume anything.
No.
You know what this makes me think of? Our Zen moment of the day.
The Zen moment. Garrett, you got the Zen moment rolled up and ready to go. Have you seen the Zen moments yet, Matt?
I haven't.
We have this great creator who's agreed to work with us and provide us with content.
I got it, Gary.
Really cannabis forward. Lots of fun. Zen.
Got it.
Let's get there.
Yeah. Well, I sent it to Garrett this morning, so.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. You ready? Because I don't know if it's going to run or if it's just going to go. So hold on to your seats, everybody. There it is.
Did you smoke this morning?
Weed don't bother me.
Did you smoke this morning?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah.
No? Because Gary, Baba Booey, you know, he thought you smoked weed. He thought you smelled like weed.
Me? Nah, I don't
Yeah.
smoke weed.
Yeah, I mean, you know weed.
I hate weed.
Days after the Lutz family moved into their dream house, they were running for their lives. What happened to them is an experience of terror you will never forget. You will believe in the Amityville Horror.
Just at the aftershock.
Don't read this.
There it is.
The Zen moment of the day.
Those are those transitions. I do them on TikTok.
Oh,
That was a
His
good
turn
video.
to freeze.
it's not me this time.
It was him this time. You froze. We
Yeah,
didn't hear what you said.
And he does it with no edit. I mean, he doesn't edit that with any software at all. He all does it with camera stop and start, and pretty incredible.
Yeah, no, that stuff's hard to do, and I have a lot of creator buddies that's their niche on the clock app, as they call it.
Okay.
And I've watched some of them. I mean, like that, it's tough to do. I don't have the patience for that. I'd rather just make people laugh and go about my day.
Yeah,
Laugh, educate, and roll. I don't have the editing patience for that.
No,
That's why I've got
or
camera.
the creativity. I don't anyway. That's for sure. I don't have the creativity for that kind of thing.
No,
That's for sure.
between the music and the comedy and the advocacy and everything else, I don't have the time to
Yeah,
try to
that's
do
true, right?
shit like that.
So,
Hi, Mike Usnick, how are you, buddy?
we touched on the Weed Suit Heroes. What is the Holistic Cloud exactly? I know it's a Facebook group, but what is it actually?
Actually, the Holistic Cloud is a CBD store that Billy Blaze started. The first one was started in Bel Air, and then we moved. We have a second one now in Steubenville, and we're actually in the Forest Steuben Mall, which a lot of people figured was going to be like a no-go because of how Steubenville is. They're still very old school, but it turned out they gave us the shot, and we knocked it out of the park. I actually kind of helped them, like, run the mall. When they have an issue, people come to us. Like, we're the ones that handle the situation. Like, they have been amazingly receptive. We've kind of figured that because we have Michael that has done the entire store, wall to wall, floor to ceiling in both stores.
Yeah, the paintings.
Find his artwork,
Absolutely.
and it's broad scale, and it's very weedy, very in your face. There's leaves everywhere. Like it's people smoking blunts, whatever. But they love the artwork. Like that has been my in with a lot of people who come into the store who aren't necessarily pro cannabis, but the artwork pulls them in, and it kind of gives me a chance to. It gives me an opener.
Educate.
To talk to a lot of people.
Yeah. Even if they walk out with nothing, they get a little bit of an education.
Right.
Yeah.
They still get to learn a little something, and they walk out of there. And in my opinion,
while they're
a
looking
little
at
less skeptical of cannabis than when they walked in.
Right.
Right. And you're selling all cannabinoid products other than D9 THC, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
And it's kind of cool because when I went through recovery, I needed something to nerd out on. And I had told the hippie this last time I was on the show, but I'll go ahead and tell you. I needed something to focus on while I was trying to get my shit together. Cannabis is the one topic that you can read into that, whether it's the cultivation, whether it's, you know what I mean, the production, whatever it may be, there is a lot to learn there.
Oh, yeah.
You get into the terpene profiles.
Dr. Hyde did a couple years of learning himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it gives you another avenue to A, learn, and B, it's another in for people who aren't pro-cannabis, but you can always push the CBD realm because it is non-psychoactive. It does still have a million medicinal properties. To me, I feel it's a safer bet to push for like the older generation to get them used to the idea of cannabis.
Yeah.
So it's been a really good springboard, not to mention it does help fund a lot of the activities that we do. The Holistic Cloud is the flagship of everything that we do. And it's turned into an amazing online family. Like we've got, 12,000 members or something on there. There's multiple pages, and you will not find a more secure group anywhere in Ohio. Like if we show up to an event and we say it's a cloud event, you're guaranteed 50 people are showing up. And it doesn't matter where that's at. We have parties in the middle of nowhere, and we still show up with a group because they believe in what we're doing.
I've been to a party in the
that was the OVDJ campout was a cloud event. Was that the way it went?
It was,
no, actually, I mean,
that was
partially a cloud event. But
Okay.
I mean, that was actually Louis, but Louis is really, really, really big with our group.
Louis,
So yes, we turned it into a cloud event between them and calligraphy. Absolutely. But we have things behind the cloud there. We help Louis with the OBDJ deal out in Adena for his Harvest Fest. We help him set those up. We're very active in the community. You know what I mean? Bill raised $70,000 for the Salvation Army in Bel Air just last year alone. And that was through raffles, donations, and like Michael's artwork.
Say that again.
$70,000.
You donated.
So what you're doing is taking your cannabis advocacy and turning it into good for other aspects of the community that are not even related to cannabis.
Right.
Yes,
I mean, what's better than that, really? You know what I mean?
Nothing. That's why
we wanted to find avenues to get the message out there. And again, we wanted to make it to where it was fun for everybody. Even we have people that are very active in the Cloud Room group that don't even smoke, whether it's for work, whatever reason it may be. But they're as hardcore as most of the people that we go and smoke with every day, and they don't even smoke cannabis. They just thoroughly believe in what we're doing because of the good we've done.
Right.
And that's what we were hoping to build to begin with.
Huh. Well, that's awesome.
That's what I told you, Dr.
That's really awesome.
I said this guy's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I just wish my mind was more on the ball today. I've just been so distracted by all this crap this morning here with this.
Listen,
that my train of thought isn't where it usually is, and the hippie can attest to that. Usually, I have a million deep dive questions. You know.
let me interrupt.
I'm always down to come hang out. I will make time. You just let me know the days you want me to show up, and even if I've got to have the missus drive. So that way I can sit over here and focus and give you guys my full attention. I will. I can also go live while we're at work. Like, that's the cool thing about Phil's too. I basically get paid to talk shit online.
Right.
The more outlandish the TikToks are, the more outlandish the YouTube stuff is. It still brings eyes to what we're doing with the cloud. It still helps build the business and build the brand while still pushing our advocacy. He pretty much just lets me go.
And you're advocating for cannabis on TikTok?
Yes. We call it Giggle Bush. Call it Giggle Bush because there's keywords with the algorithm that if you say certain words, they'll pull your video, which is why I lost my first main account. I had 335,000 followers. I have 29 million views on just my Porch Gang hashtag alone. I was doing really well on there, but I was advocating and I was still learning the algorithm.
Right.
So that's where the term Giggle Bush came from, and now it's got a couple million views on it.
I watched your video last night about the Giggle Bush, and I was like, I fucking love the name of that. I've never heard it called the Giggle Bush.
And you know, it's really smart because that's the way you got to do it. They're so against what we're trying to do that it's very difficult to maintain any kind of presence in social media outside of a couple of avenues where you don't have problems.
I lost 5 10,000 person accounts, and I lost 2 that had just coming up on 10,000 people. 7 accounts total, and then I was like, I'm done. I don't hang out over there no more. I'm done with that.
I've had 7 accounts. One at the 353,000, and another one at 100 and something odd thousand. Lost both of those. I've been locked out of 2 of my backup accounts.
Yeah, they put up a drug warning on me. They put up a drug warning. You go look up my name, and it says you're looking for a drug addict. I'm like, you fucking pieces of shit.
A lot of mine, they especially on the old account, they would pop up and say that what was it? Misinformation.
Yeah.
And actually, if you tried to follow me, a little prompt would come up and say, "This creator has X amount of violations. Are you sure you want to follow?"
Right.
I came with a disclaimer, which I was excited about.
Like, yeah, hey, at least now they know. Let me go now.
Listen, I tell everyone daily, I need an adult. Okay, I have to have somebody, an adultier adult than me at times, because I tend to make really stupid impulse decisions, but they're usually for, you know what I mean, a good laugh. The internet also thinks that I need an adultier adult, and I think that's why I have a moderator on there that, like, if I step even a little bit to the left, that video's gone.
Yeah, I have a glitch. She yells at me and says, guidelines, and then I
know
I'm getting out of control, and then I know I have to behave myself.
My wife tries, like Lord love her, tries. The same mama tries.
You're going through a bad zone, buddy.
Fucking literal. Part of my language.
No, you're going
I make
through
that pretty
a bad
literal.
zone, so you're good. You're breaking up pretty well, so we can't really hear you.
Yeah, we were coming down. When you come into Elm Grove in West Virginia from like the Dallas Pike area, it's a gigantic hill with nothing but trees. And it usually only lags for a second, but usually I figured it was going to be a little fuzzy.
So you're actually in West Virginia, but you go into Ohio to do your thing, or you're just
well, actually,
traveling?
I live in Ohio.
Okay.
Where we live, it's called the Ohio Valley, but it's a tri-state area because we are right on the edge of West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Like, our doctors, our therapy appointments are in Pennsylvania, so we have to drive to Washington, PA, once a month. You live in Ohio. I can be in West Virginia in about 10 minutes, and I can be in PA in roughly about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on where you're at.
PA in the house. Woo, woo.
So we do that. We do that every couple weeks. We take a trip just because.
And you never come
so
I can
be across. I could be in 3 states in one day if I want to.
And you never come to see me. I'm in.
Just make sure you leave the giggle bush behind, because now you're interstate. You got to be careful with that over there.
And even with and that's the beauty of being a medical patient. Now, yes, there are laws of having it, whatever. But I tell everybody, because responsible cannabis use is the biggest thing that we push. Because we want people to be smart about it. We want people to be safe about it so that they're not getting in trouble. And I think a lot of law enforcement, because we have a lot of cops that follow us. You know what I mean? How my little brother was the chief of the fire department in Tiltonsville, and he's actually going to be a cop now. He starts his training soon, and I couldn't be more proud of him. But we push a lot of responsible advocacy. And with that, we tell people, being a medical patient does not mean you can just party wherever you want to. There are still laws. Cops are still going to do their job regardless. So carry your cannabis the way you would carry a pistol or a firearm. You keep it in the trunk. Make sure it's in the container that it's supposed to be in with your name on it. You don't want to have any of it loose. You don't want any wraps or anything around it. Just keep it out over the reach of the driver. Make sure it's closed and sealed until you get where you're going. And
how good is that?
You immediately say, yes, I am a medical patient. I am transporting my medication. It's in the trunk. You'll find it with my name on it, blah, 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 blah. And just be upfront. Tell them off the bat, this is what I have. It's 100% legal. It is mine. I am not using it. I have not used today. I get on my friends and shit all the time. A, don't smoke and drive. B, don't keep roaches in your car, because that is an automatic OVI in West Virginia and Ohio.
Yeah.
They will not play with you. They will immediately. There's no way to convince them you were not just using it while you were driving.
Yeah.
So get rid of the shit.
Ruining my buzz, man. You're ruining my buzz.
Well, because we're not talking.
I'm a very proud Second Amendment supporter. I carry all the time, especially being a social media personality, whatever. Like, I have my own personal protection I keep with me at all times. And which is still a huge gray area in Ohio. Like right now, they have it worded that they have no tolerance for it. You are not supposed to have a firearm and your cannabis at all. I look at it as my vehicle is registered to me, my firearm is registered to me, my giggle bush is registered to me. How much trouble can I honestly be getting into? I have the evidence with me. It's all in my name. Yeah. Just keep it separate. Yeah. Don't keep them in the same container.
Yeah, because there is talk in the States about removing your ability to own firearms if you're a cannabis user, which is really foolish. Considering you got people out there on all kind of opioids and all kinds of stuff coming from doctors who can still retain a gun license and have a firearm. Cannabis is just
bar every night if you want to. You're 40 times more likely to misuse a firearm while under the influence of alcohol. But somehow cannabis is the end all be all. It makes no damn sense. But I have actually been told the Supreme Court has been going and hearing other cases in other states, not Ohio, but where they're saying that things like felons that aren't allowed to possess firearms because of their felony. Well, the Supreme Court has actually ruled that it's unconstitutional for them to tell felons or people that no longer owe a debt to the state. So if you're no longer on paper, for your head, nothing like that, no longer awarded the state, you're allowed to get after so long, you're allowed to re-enter and get a concealed carry permit. Which is how it should be.
That's logical because and that's the way it should be, right? Because once you have
gentlemen, may I interrupt? We have to do commercials.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever pondered cannabis beyond the haze? Would you like to know more about this incredible plant?
And we have
dive into drhigh.com.
Everybody
unlock
get your
medical
doobies
wonders,
ready.
master home-based crafts, and debunk myths. Do you support our mission? Shop Dr. High AI Haze on Etsy for cannabis-themed clothing, mugs, and digital downloads using original AI cannabis art. Hell, we might even have some psychedelic mushroom items there too. We also have 25 books on cannabis and specific medical conditions available at Dr. High on Amazon.com. drhigh.com, cannabis information, education, and advocacy.
Announcing CBGTV's Bud Break book. Get your copy now. Detailed strain reviews. Every purchase supports the ongoing efforts of CBGTV. Available from Amazon and at cbgtv.com or scan the QR code.
Pretty cool. Eric, welcome.
Say
in,
bye-bye to
everybody.
bottled
Good
water.
afternoon.
Holistic Health Water has certified medical-grade water ionizers that make 7 types of water, including healthy alkaline. There's a 5-micron filter that lasts up to a year, and each machine lasts 25 to 30 years. Simply attach to your faucet or install under your sink. Even get a mineral spa unit for your shower. Go to ownyourwater.org to get a free ebook. Plus, pay for any machine in full and get an extra filter free. Change your water and change your life. Ownyourwater.org.
Discover the natural path to wellness at Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Herbs?
With a passion for holistic health, we are your trusted source for premium herbs and concentrates.
Wait a minute, do they have weed?
Our dedicated team is here to guide you on your wellness journey. Open 7 days a week, 10 to 10, ensuring you have access to what you need when you need it most. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates is located at 2941 Highway 11, Burnt Church, New Brunswick, Canada. If you need assistance anytime,
I need assistance. I need weed.
Just call 506-871-4299. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Where all the potheads go.
WTHC, we're back, and we got a 420 song coming up. Here's our buddy Muck Sticky with Every Single Day. Happy 420 to everybody.
You know we smoke lots of pot every single day, every single day. If you're ever in need, you know we smoke lots of weed every single day, every single day. Well, I know it seems like all I ever talk about is smoking weed, but I know you like it too, and my bag don't have a seed, so I'm motivated singing songs and puffing lots
Yep.
of
Happy
cannabis.
birthday yesterday to Muck Sticky.
And hallelujah for it, Sheba double bubble gum and lots of cream, Moroccan hash, purple power, yellow cab. I love the juicy fruity grass. If you want answers on the positive effects of sticky green, just hang with me and in one day we'll smoke more than you've ever seen. It's colder when it's hot, you know we smoke lots of pot every single day, every single day. If you're ever in need, you know we smoke lots of weed every single day, every single day. Up in trees and singing songs, rolling blunts and packing bongs every single day, every single day. So if you plan on stopping by, you can plan on getting high every single day, every single day. And if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're lifted and you show it, clap your hands. Now we're all getting silly. I am goofy and I'm proud, making music that is funny, floating on a puffy cloud. How'd you like to be my friend? Cause there is no stress involved. If you're having trouble with somebody, leave them problem solved. I will smoke a hooter, poke a cooter, never be in misery. Cause life is good and so is weed. I'm feeling great cause I am free. It's colder when it's hot. You know we smoke lots of pot every single day, every single day. If you're ever in need, you know we smoke lots of weed every single day, every single day. Up in trees and singing songs, rolling blunts and packing bongs every single day, every single day. So if you plan on stopping by, you can plan on getting high every single day, every single day.
Matthew, no! Oh my goodness, we lost him. His Wi-Fi went out. I saw it happen as he was driving. I was like, oh,
Been one of those kind of days so far.
yeah. Well, we're back. That's our friend Muck Sticky every single day. Go, if you don't know who he is, Google me, bitch. No, Google him, bitch.
Google me, bitch.
That's one of his songs. Google me, bitch. Go look it up. He's amazing. He's a great friend and a big supporter of WTHC Radio. I love him to death. And yesterday was his birthday. He did a whole shitload of mushrooms and sat on the beach all night.
Nice.
By himself. He said
that's the joy of being in Florida, huh?
Yeah, he was like sunny, watched the sunset, hanging out, chilling out. There's video and pictures up everywhere. Yeah. Go check it out.
Nice.
Beautiful view. Muck Sticky hanging out on the beach naked. Oh no, he's not naked.
Weedosaurus Rex brought up a really good point that I wanted to touch on because it's pertaining to what we were just talking to.
Absolutely.
In Ohio, a lot of people need to know this, because it is constitutional carry. There is a ruling that's on the field. Whenever you go to get when you go to purchase a firearm, or you go to get your CCW, it'll ask if you use or misuse illegal substances. The fact that you're a medical patient, they cannot fine you, imprison you, or confiscate your giggle bush takes the illegal part out. Therefore, you're not using an illegal substance or illicit substance. You're using a medication. So technically, it's a back door around it. And because we have constitutional carry, because we are so close to West Virginia, who also has constitutional carry, if you have your medical card, just make sure that you always keep your stuff in its container with your name on it, and that your firearm is legally registered in your name. Now, Ohio does not have a registry. So at the time you buy your firearm, make sure that it is in your name, not your significant other's, whatever, because they can still look up the receipt. They can still confiscate it. It's constitutional carry if they feel you're doing something illegal, and you have to bring in proof that it's yours and your name, blah, 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 blah. So to save yourself the headache, just make sure, say your significant other goes and buys you one for your birthday or for Christmas, whatever the occasion may be, anniversary. Go and take it to a pawn shop. Go to Cabela's or your local Bass Pro, wherever deals. and have them switch that serial number and make sure that it's in your name. But as long as you are operating in a legal capacity and you keep your medical card current, there's no reason that you can't carry your firearm and your Giggle Bush.
Right. I want to welcome everybody in, Tanya and Sean and Amy and Tom and if I haven't said good morning or good afternoon to you guys, thank you so very much for joining us. We have the wonderful Matthew Cooper. You guys all seem to know him. It's a lot of your friends here, Matthew. I think my friends
I appreciate that. And I love, thank you guys for always showing up for me no matter where I'm at. Tanya Sand, hello, darling.
Love you, Tanya.
I hope you're having an amazing day, darling.
How you
Tanya has been, she's been through a lot in the past year and a half. And to see that woman still up, moving around, still advocating as hard as she does, shows everyone else who's around us there is no excuse to why you can't be an advocate. None. That woman has had brain surgery and issue after issue and still shows up to all of our events. She still advocates online. She has her own strain coming out. Shout out Paragon Development Group and Hatter Stash and Billy Blaze with Bel Air Kush for making that a reality for her. But Comeback Kush will be available in the Ohio market here soon. Tanya, I love you, darling.
Comeback Kush, it's called, you said.
Yes, and it is a beautiful plant.
I love
My
it.
Lord. There's actually like 14 different products of Bel Air Kush.
What is this high guy?
And I'm hoping to have Giggle Bush OG come out on the market, you know what I mean, whenever they see fit to do that one up for me.
That's awesome too.
Giggle Bush Kush.
Giggle Bush Kush.
You'd buy it. Tell me you wouldn't.
I would. Absolutely.
I absolutely would.
Yep.
Tanya, congratulations, young lady. Keep fighting. Please do not ever give up. And thank you for all you do for the Holistic Cloud, the Weed Suit Heroes, and everybody over there. That's amazing. I would love
Tom Luke, what's up, Bob?
Dr. Hire, are you feeling better now that you have a background?
No, it's not about the background. It's just I finally got in on the computer somehow. Do you believe that? The whole time, StreamYard was spinning, not connecting until now. So that's what, an hour?
And now we're on CBG TV. Holy shit.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding. I thought it signed up, but we're still got an extra.
Unbelievable.
All right. Anyway, are you calmer now?
Oh, I'm always calm. I'm just irritated.
All right. Then get focused here and ask this guy some down dirt.
I'm seeing here,
let's get there.
Dabbing with Dads.
Yes.
What is that all about?
Okay. Dabbing with Dads was something that I started with my buddy, Dr. Dank, a.k.a. Dustin Stewart. Because, yes, his surname is his real name now. He just doesn't realize it. But in the mornings, I worked in the oil field at the time. So my hours were sporadic. So the only time he and I could hang out was in the mornings when we would put the kids on the bus.
Okay.
So we would get together, we'd set the phone up, and we would just do Facebook Lives. We would talk about relationships, you know what I mean, parenting, whatever the hot topic may be for the day, and we would smoke. And a lot of people started following in because it was something that they were getting every morning. And we found that we could do a lot of advocacy with it because we were having 50, 60 people that were in those lives every morning that were just looking forward to laughing, smoking, and, you know what I mean, just bullshit.
Okay.
So we probably did that for, I mean, it was about 6 months or so before somebody was like, look, you guys really got something here. Why don't you guys take it? It was Cody. He said, why don't you guys take it over to YouTube? And at the time I was like, nah, you know what I mean? Like whatever. I didn't have time.
Right.
Right around the time that COVID hit was when Cody just showed up one day because he was a Twitch streamer. He had brought down a lot of the stuff that we didn't have and was like, listen, you guys are going to do this on YouTube. I'm going to help you guys. He had a big gaming computer he brought down. It was water cooled, had a Premiere holy shit package. I don't understand all that stuff. I just know it was a good computer. That's his realm. But he showed up, set everything up, and was like, all right, let's go. So we started having people come on and we could interview, and it just kind of took off. But yeah, Dabbing with Dads is just, it's and I need to find a more inclusive name because I get messages all the time. Can moms join? it's for everybody. We're just dads. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But it's become a safe space for people to go in if they're having a bad day. Again, as you guys see in the chat, we have an amazing group of, a supportive group of people that show up no matter what time we're live. And if people are having a bad day, having issues, have questions, concerns, they want to learn something, they jump into that chat. If we don't see the comments, so one of the 14 moderators we have will, and we can talk people through it. It's a place where you can shut your brain off at the end of the day. It's a mindless show. We made it a smoke sesh so that we can do challenges. We can do internet challenges. We can, there's no cap to what we can do on the show. And it was just something different than what a lot of other people were doing. Because you have a lot of creators that get on there and they drink and they just kind of bullshit and they talk. This was just something for the stoners and for the everyman that just wanted to shut their brain off and not have to really think.
And Davin can do that for you, can it?
That's me. Yes, that's
Davin
me.
can allow you to shut your brain off and not really think.
Right. You know what I mean? That way you can just smoke, laugh, make fun of us being dipshits, whatever it may be. Yep. But it takes the focus off the bills. The kids weren't listening. All the shit you have to do tomorrow that everyone catches themselves procrastinating. Yeah. We give you a reason to procrastinate. 9:30 to 10:30, 11 o'clock. You can watch us act like jackasses and you can join in on the fun. And we actually have a live audience for that. Usually we've got about 20 people.
Matthew, can I interrupt for a second?
Yes.
Is this on just YouTube? Is it on Facebook and YouTube? Is it
on
every day of the week? Is it 1 day a week? Is it 2 days a week?
Now it's 1 day a week. We were doing Mondays and Fridays for 3 years, steady, never missed. But as things have progressed, I had to cut back to 1 day a week. So we do it every Friday at 9:30. It's on YouTube and Facebook, soon to be YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And it's never going to stop. But we had to cut back at least to 1 day a week because we have TikTok lives we have to do. I've got studio time I've got to get in. We've got how many events that we have set up. I've got comedy stuff that we have to do as well. So to try to keep that balance with my family life, because when I shut the phone off, I've still got to be dad. I've still got to be a husband.
Yeah.
And finding that balance was tough. So I cut down to 1 day a week so that if we don't have anything going on, I'll do a TikTok live. If not, I just get to be dad for a little bit.
Oh, nice. And you've been doing it for a while, 3 years. That's a long time.
Yes, sir. And especially on the internet, because the internet is tough. You know what I mean? You have to keep yourself relevant. Otherwise, there's millions of people doing what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
You know what I mean? So if you got to find a way to stand out from the crowd, and luckily, I've been fortunate enough that I've been able to do that, but I couldn't do it without everybody that pops into these chats every single day.
Yeah, it's about building a community, right, of like-minded people. That's
yes,
really what it's about, to support each other, to be there, to help out, to so many aspects to it, especially. So very cool.
But yeah, so Davin with Dads is just it's a community for everybody to shut your brain off, come laugh. That's really all. It's really all it is. And a lot of people, you always have your haters that they're like, oh, you're just doing this for money. And then we have to remind them, you can't monetize a YouTube live. Like you can if people gift or whatever, or they pay for your subscription. But we do that shit for free. We do it because we love them.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's no money in what we do.
Yeah, they can't put ads on a YouTube live.
No, not when it's cannabis content. You can't monetize that stuff. So.
The great news is that you're going to be able to hear dabbing with dads here on WTHC radio every Saturday afternoon coming this week. I think I just got to figure out what time it's going to be officially, because I got like 3 or 4 that go right before you, and I just have to figure out. Everybody runs a little long, everybody runs a little short. I'm like,
we know how that goes, right?
Yes.
Hard to stay with the clock sometimes.
Luckily, ours is usually we end up running long, if we're being 1,000% honest, because we try to keep it at an hour, because it's really hard to keep people's attention for longer than an hour. Not to mention, you don't want people that have shit to do or they need to get to bed still up watching us be jackasses, and then they're tired the next day and it's our fault.
Yeah.
But usually we end up going about, an hour and a half, hour 20.
I was going to
is
say,
kind of the
if
average.
you can believe the analytics, it's hard to keep people's attention beyond 7 seconds.
Right.
You know what I mean?
8 seconds is my number. 8. I have 100 people that watch for 8 seconds, and then I got 2 or 3 that watch for 3 minutes.
That's TikTok's fault.
Yeah.
When TikTok are the 15 and 60-second videos, that's when the podcasts and stuff, they took a hit.
Yeah.
But that's why you have to be able to roll with the punches. So we have a couple really good interviews coming up, and I talked to Dr. Dank about it last night. We're going to start recording, so it's easier for me to send you the MP3. We're going to start recording the episodes as well. That way it's easier talking points.
Awesome.
Easier to listen to, because a lot of it we're animated, so people watch it because they're watching our reactions. I wanted to get more talking points out so that it's a little bit more beneficial for y'all.
I am definitely pushing towards making this a network as well. You know what I mean? So anybody who's doing podcasts that can be visually seen, I'm going to throw them up on the StreamYard so that they will be seen as well during that time. I mean, I have to sit here for that time anyway. If anything goes wrong, I have to be here, So that's definitely something that will be coming in the near future as well. So just to let you know.
You're busy over there at WTHC Radio.
You wouldn't even believe, Dr. High. Look at this shit.
Oh, you got your thing
Beauty.
in. Nice. It is Monday. We need to have a look at that thing anyway.
Well, it's a little further away. It doesn't get the same view as it used to get. But
it's coming along, though.
It's in there, yeah. And, now I got the red lights on, and it was off for 12 hours. And remind me tonight at 9:30, everybody, to make sure I turn my lights off.
Is someone forcing flour?
I'm forcing some flour now, yeah. I'm going to start forcing some today, yeah.
I actually, because that's another gray area topic is
I'm totally not doing anything properly right now, yeah.
Having your medical card and growing.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to. I'm not growing. That's a figment of your imagination.
Oh, that's Jorge's plant, isn't it?
Felipe brought it over.
Felipe.
Does not like when you call him Jorge. He wants to be called Felipe.
I just never remember, because he never makes an appearance. He always relies on you to show off his excellent work.
Because he knows that he's not allowed to do this here in this state. And I'm like, well, I'm a dumbass, so I'll do it. So I'd
love to see him need a source for sure.
I'll send you some pictures of some of my babies. I need to get a new light so I can get another run started, because again, that's another gray area that having your medical card, you're not legally allowed to grow, which is another reason that we are hoping that legalization goes through, because Ohio's legalization has 6 plants.
Yeah.
Anyone who's 21 or older in the house can have 6 mature plants.
And
damn it, Ohio!
That's a really fair number in Canada for recreational use.
Kate, how are you?
Welcome.
Really?
When you're a medical patient here in Canada, prescriptions are given on a gram per day basis, right? So the doctor will make a determination on how many grams you should be consuming, right?
It's the same in Florida, though.
The doctor could give you 1 gram a day. He can give you, I've seen people with 100 grams a day, 80 grams a day. I personally have held medical cultivation licenses from Health Canada for 50 grams a day and 33 grams a day. So let's just use the 50 gram a day example. When a doctor prescribes you 50 grams per day, Health Canada allows you to grow 4.9 plants per gram. So I was actually licensed to cultivate 244 plants at one time. You know what I mean? And then what we did was we could combine 4 licenses in one location. So I became the designated grower for 3 other patients, and I had a total of 615 plants.
See, a green style. I like it.
Oh, yeah. But at 4,000 square feet. It was actually pretty funny.
Tell them how the story ended, Dr. High.
Well, the story ended with the town that we were in coming in and slapping an injunction on us for growing in that location, stating that we weren't in the correct zoned area for the cultivation of commercial cultivation of cannabis. So they came in and they said, for each day, you have 7 days to shut down this facility. For each day beyond that, you'll be fined $100 a day, you and the other 3 patients, and the building landlord will be fined $500 a day. So right away, we took that to court, right? We filed an injunction in the court with them.
Right.
And it went through the court process, and we were actually victorious there because under the law, a medical cultivation for your own personal medicine is not commercial.
Right.
It's personal and it's private. So we had the landlord's authorization. He had to fill out documentation that was on file with Health Canada, giving us permission to perform that activity in that location.
Right.
We beat them. So the city couldn't come after us and they couldn't shut us down. But the law in Canada is, as a medical patient, I can't move with any more than 150 grams at one time. So I can have 150 grams in my possession at any given time. And in my storage location, I was allowed to have 22 kilos, I think it was. So I could have almost 50 pounds in storage. But when I was moving from one location to another, I couldn't have any more than 150 grams. So what the police did was, because they knew all our vehicles now from the location, was they just pulled us over all the time and wanted to see how much cannabis we had with us. And we were harvesting every harvest 60, 70, 80 pounds, right? So how do you get that product out of the facility to your storage location without being in violation? So it eventually became such a hassle, we just shut the facility down, right? And we stopped cultivating there. But yeah, cannabis is pretty liberal when it comes to the medical side of things. But on the recreational, they're only allowed 4 plants per individual. So Ohio's actually ahead of the ball there.
Well, and actually, that's something that a lot of people.
Wait, I was going to cut in. Go ahead. You do your, and then just no, I got to do a commercial in a couple minutes.
Okay, 2 seconds.
All right, go ahead.
I think I might have just had one of your little brain farts.
Not mine, your brain.
This is a warning. Cannabis side effects at work, memory loss, it occurs. We have to always provide that.
Oh, that's what it was.
Somebody needs to be paying attention is what he's trying to say. Somebody please pay attention in the chat.
We got this. No, actually, the decriminalization that Bill has been pushing around for the past couple of years ended up in high times twice and was actually called one of the most progressive decriminalizations like ever because of the way they were pushing. Because we were pushing where you can have 7.5 ounces in every town that had, every town or city that we had decriminalized, you can possess up to 7.5 ounces at any given time. That is considered still a misdemeanor amount. They cannot fine you. The most they can do is take it if it's not medical. So moving into the grow side of it, they had 12 plants as the home grow thing, and of course the state stepped in and was like, nah, we don't like that, so they dropped it down to 6. I still believe that even after this passes, something about the 6 plant is going to change.
They actually really need to divide it into 2 categories. You should be able to have 6 in flower and then 6 pre-flower
starting,
so that you can rotate, right? Because you have that lag from germination
right
to harvest, and that time needs to be compensated for, especially if you're a medical patient, right? Because you can't harvest and necessarily hold that cannabis until your next harvest.
I'm screwed over here.
You should be able to work in in the sequence, right? You can have 6 seedlings and 6 plants in flower, or 6 plants in veg.
So Joanna says Massachusetts is divided. They have 10 ounces every 2 months they're allowed to have.
So they're on the point system like we talked about with
Florida. Florida,
Ohio's a point system too.
Yeah.
Florida too. They can only have a certain amount a week, and then they have to, borrow off of somebody else.
Yeah, ours is monthly. You gotta get 4. It used to be a 90-day supply. You could buy up to a 90-day supply at one time until it reset.
I don't like to bitch about Pennsylvania, but man, we don't have any limits. We can go there today and I can buy 2 pounds, and then tomorrow I can go there.
You prove that every couple of weeks, don't you, hippie?
I go through a bunch. I'm one of their best customers, I think.
COVID is actually a lot of the reason that Ohio got as fickle as it did, because we went from 90-day supplies to a 45-day supply. is all we're allowed to have at one time, because there's only 26 growers in the state of Ohio, which means that we have even less dispensaries. Well, when COVID hit, everyone had extra money, everyone was stuck at home, everyone was smoking more. They bought out almost every dispensary, so they didn't have any backstock. So they're like, okay, how do we fix this? Instead of them carrying more, they hit the patients and said, okay, instead of buying 90-day supplies, you can only buy 45.
Right.
How the hell?
We had a limit, and then they said, you know what, you had a limit of like an ounce a day. And don't quote me because I'm stoned and I don't remember what it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago now. I'm on my 6th card. So, it was a while ago, but in the very beginning, it was, you had a limit. And then all of a sudden one day they were like, you know what, no more fucking limits. Fuck it. You can have as much as you want. So now you just got to be careful when you go in there. When your friend wants an eighth of this, you got to play it off like it's all for you. But
right.
Well, and the thing is that why would they restrict you? Because at the prices you're paying, it's not like you're going to resell it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm going to lose money. I'm going to fucking lose money
and resell it. So and you can only consume so much anyway. This is the thing about cannabis. You can only consume so much. Even if you're smoking a joint always and you're rolling 1 gram joints, you're still only going to smoke,
well, that whole 1 gram a day thing you mentioned, I don't know how anyone survives on that because I don't.
It's not 1 gram a day. When the prescription is written, it's written in a number of grams per day. Like I've personally held prescriptions. One that allowed me 33 grams a day, and one that allowed me 50 grams.
My timer is off. My timer went off.
Oh,
that means I have to do commercials. You fuckers lied.
How?
Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. If you need some kick-ass puppets, contact Thorge at 1-636-234-1535. He has all your puppet needs. He can fix puppets, build puppets, custom-made puppets. He has puppets off the rack for cheap prices. Contact Thorge today at 1-636-234-1535 or on TikTok or Facebook at Badger Heart Puppetry. He also makes LARPing items too.
WTHC Radio presents The Overnight Session with DJ Bodylocks from midnight till 4 a.m. Hacking Lungs with the Hacker from 4 a.m.
Not his name anymore, but we're going to fix that.
Wake and Bake with Becca Beats from 8 a.m.
tomorrow morning.
The Cannabis Chronicles with the Hippie and Dr. Howe from noon until 2 p.m. Afternoon Buzz with the Hippie from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. In the Clouds with the Hippie and NV from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. The Overcast with NV from 10 p.m. until midnight. WTHC Digital Broadcasting, made by stoners for stoners.
Are you in the Ellensville or Middletown, New York area? Revamp your space with Collins Paints Ltd. Ugly walls? Let Collins Paints Ltd. add a splash of color to your world. Collins Painting is a veteran-owned and operated business. They can transform your space to whatever your heart desires. Say goodbye to the boring beige and hello to possibilities of bright and vibrant colors. The Collins Painting team are a group of skilled professional painters who will turn your vision into reality. Call Collins Paint Ltd. today to get a fast and easy quote. Available Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them at 845-869-8176.
Hey, Mrs. Hippie, why don't we take a ride to Dauphin, PA today?
Dauphin? What's in Dauphin?
Bella's Badass Crystals.
Oh, but I thought you hang out with them on Facebook and on TikTok.
That's only on Mondays, Tuesdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Today I want to go there and pick up all my great finds.
That sounds like a great road trip. That's Bella's Badass Crystals on TikTok and Facebook, but you can also find them at the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA.
They are badass.
It ends a little bit rough, though. Hey, it's just
I don't like
hey,
it.
I
done.
don't like the way it ends. Either.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
We have to
too
talk
I'm gonna get the
about
wrong
who
one.
made that video.
It's too
Sean,
rough.
sweetheart, darling, I know you just woke up and you worked very late last night, but get the sand out of your eyes, buddy, because you were the first one in the WTHC commercial. It said, DJ Baldy Locks in the sesh every night from 4 a.m. until 8 a.m.
I'm just looking in the comments, and something that strikes me is something that Kate said. She says, our governor passed a law that you can have a liquor drive-through, but since you'll never legalize. I mean, how foolish is that? A drive-through for alcohol. I mean, these are things that just don't.
No, that's
go
perfectly
together.
fine.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
don't drink and drive, but here's a drive-through.
Yeah, that's right.
That's perfectly
Yeah.
fine because when I'm
Absolutely.
totally lit,
And
I
what
love
do
to
they got?
drive
You
to
got
the
a
liquor
spot
store.
10 feet up past the window where you can stop and put it into your trunk? Probably not. You
We'll
know what I
run out
mean?
and we'll put it in. We'll put it in your car for you. Yeah.
I have to do this real quick. Kate motherfucking Savage is in the chat.
Woo! Kate Savage is in the motherfucking chat.
Nice.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
That she is one of my absolute biggest supporters. She's an amazing fucking human being. She's a really good friend of mine. And that is her introduction. Every time she comes in for the Dad with Dad's chat, if it's the fucking 420 live with Billy, like that is her introduction when I see her come into the chat, and she will fucking correct me if I don't.
I am going to do my best to make that carry on over here at WTHC Radio.
Joanna says Massachusetts
Hey,
has a
Savage
bad problem with overstock.
I
You
love
know,
it.
There should be no problem
Johnny
with
Five,
overstock
how are you?
because overstock should become part of the compassion program for patients. That's what should happen with overstock.
Right.
There's no
Give
reason
it to
to
us
throw that
for free.
product away. This product can go to medical patients who don't have the financial means
the
to buy
hippies.
their medicine. You know
Yes.
what I mean? It's really crazy how expensive it is for people to medicate themselves and to do things properly as their doctor has prescribed.
If you don't mind, I would like to make a video on that later and kind of like expound on that idea and maybe put it into the stratosphere for someone in Ohio to hear it, because that is a damn good idea. And it is something that needs to be done. You're wasting so much medication that could be given if you ain't going to give it to a medical patient, at least at a fair, reasonable markdown price where everyone can afford to medicate.
Well, that's it. I'd like to pull up that article at some point, that news piece I saw yesterday that talked about 1.5 billion grams going into destruction here in Canada. 1.5 billion grams.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Billion.
You know, like I'm
Oh
sure.
my God, Johnny's going to have a baby in 21 days.
Part of
Johnny.
that
That's scandalous.
is outdoor production, because here
Ganji
there's
lovers.
a lot of product that's produced outdoors in the legal stream too that doesn't get the same attention in the dispensaries, right? So,
right.
But still, that is useful product to somebody. Whether there is a company out there doing extraction that can turn into concentrates, tinctures, whatever the case may be, or that product is donated to the veterans, because Canadian taxpayers last year covered $167 million worth of cannabis that went to veterans. Now, there's no complaint about that. These guys deserve it. They put their lives on the line for our freedom. I mean, absolutely, we should be covering the cost of their medication for sure. But if you're destroying all this cannabis, then shouldn't that be diverted into that type of stream, right? This is
it should. Look how much money I mean, you know how much it costs you when you said you had a bigger grow as you mean a medical grow. You know how the labor of love that goes into growing and cultivating these plants. You got to damn near rub their shoulders and give them a reach around nowadays, where you used to grow the shit in the closet.
Yep.
What's what it takes and how much
I am
money
not reaching around my plant, bucko.
I will.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been reaching around it all day, picking off some leaves.
No, that medical we set up cost $400,000 to build out that facility. I mean, yeah, it was a clothing store. We went in there, well, it still had changing rooms and racks, and we just gutted the whole place and rebuilt a custom-built facility. But
that Paragon Development Group that are now in Tip City. That is Jason Wilson's grow, which he's a veteran, and he has some of the highest honors. He's got a Purple Heart and like he was actually wounded in the line of duty and he woke up to had multiple presidents by his bedside. Like, this is a guy that he is very well, you know what I mean? He's very well respected. And he's a damn good man, and he's got a couple 100,000 in their grow, and it's a state-of-the-art facility. And if people actually looked and it took just took a look at how much it actually costs to grow this plant and to cultivate this plant and how many man hours go into it, I feel like they'd be far less likely to destroy as much of it as they do. A lot of people look at it as, oh, it's just a plant. It takes them a little bit to grow, whatever. That's not the case. These seeds nowadays, with the way germination is, and with the advancements they've got in growing cannabis, that could be used in so many other freaking aspects to where, again, get it at affordable price, making it topicals, whatever. You can give some of it away to the veterans, which the United States needs to do a lot better by. Like, I'm sorry, we do not do near enough for our veterans. Not near enough. So if you have that much overage in all these legal states, give that to a company that is going to do something good with it. Don't just burn the shit.
Yeah.
And if you're going to burn it, at least burn it with me.
I'm going to start a company where I'm going to accept all that extra stuff.
The lowest cost of production I've seen in the legal industry was about 80 cents a gram. But my last position in the legal industry here in Canada was in a $48 million licensed producer. That was the cost of the build out. 56,000 square feet under cultivation. And our cost per gram, it was a startup facility, so I was in there before the plants went in. But we were at $4.80 a gram for production. And
that's insane.
Yeah. Those are the kind of numbers. But we had 56,000 square feet, which required 24 people full time to maintain those grow rooms. So there were actually 3 veg rooms, 6 flower rooms, the clone room, and the pheno room where the mothers and the pheno hunting took place. But that was 24 people full time just to deal with that. So cannabis is labor intensive.
Yes, it is.
It's not that cheap to produce, but it's a lot cheaper than what the prices at the user end reflect.
Yeah.
You know, a lot cheaper. So there are a lot of people trying to gouge out there and take advantage, especially in medical patients. When it's recreational, then, you know, it's what the market will bear, right? Because it's a recreational thing. It's like alcohol. If you choose to drink, then you have to pay for what you're going to drink. If you choose to use cannabis recreationally, then it's your choice to decide who you're going to do business with and what you're willing to tolerate as a price. But when you look at the medical side of things, this is no longer an option. Medical cannabis use isn't optional. It's been prescribed by your doctor. It's a necessity. That's where they really need to start.
Yep. Well, see, and that also comes.
Wait. I love you, Matthew. And I want to thank you so very much for being here. But we have like 2 minutes to be off the air. And I think I have an ending that I'm supposed to play.
Well, I have one question.
Absolutely.
And I'll send you a message afterwards to remind you. But if you could send me the WTHC logo, I'd like to advertise it on Dabbing with Dads, because we actually have most of our sponsors. We have them pop up in the beginning and at the end. Camera guy Cody's actually in here. I'd like to have that done.
If you can, after the show, I'll stay in the green room and I'll talk to you. We'll talk right there.
Okay.
I got to run this. Garrett, is this the thing I'm supposed to run right here?
Garrett doesn't have the clothes, so it has to be you, I think. I haven't sent it to him yet.
I don't have it. I put it away somewhere.
Well, should I try and pull it up myself?
Hold on, I'm looking. Hold on.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. I look forward to it next time.
And really, I would love to have you back.
Say when.
Like I said, my mindset was not where it normally is today because of what was going on. And it's very unusual for me to be in the wrong headspace when we do this show. But my apologies for that.
It happens. It's still been a damn good show. We've kept a lot of people in here. They've obviously been very entertained.
Super active, and
we still did our job. But you say when you want to have me back, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be phenomenal to be able to do that, especially now that we're approaching such a big day in Ohio.
I know.
That's why I wanted to get him on before.
Yep.
Because I didn't know if it was gonna.
I wanted to make sure he came on, and I would love to have gotten Billy here as well, but he's very, very busy as well. So
Bill is going to be tough to get, especially getting this close to legalization. He's in grind mode.
Yeah.
That one's going to be tough.
No, and he's running for office. He's got a lot of things going on. So, that just says a whole bunch about what's happened is the fact that such a cannabis advocate can actually get himself into a position where he might end up in a political situation, and that's phenomenal.
Well, they want him bad. They want him in that position. So do the people. We just have to get that part done. But I mean, Billy's worked hard for where he's at. I could not be more proud of that man. The sky's the limit, and you're not going to find a harder working group of stoners.
With me, and then one day we'll smoke more than you've ever seen. It's colder when it's hot.
Oh, I guess I found it. I don't know how I found it, but there it is.
If you're ever in need, you know we smoke lots of weed every single day. Every single day.
I want to thank everybody again for being here. You guys are amazing. We love you. We will be back again tomorrow at noon. Matthew, around. I want to talk to you. Hi. You too, okay?
Yeah, I'm going to stick around because we've got to sort a couple of things out. Thanks, everybody, for spending your time with us today. We really, really appreciate it. Stay safe. Stay stoned. Matt, I can tell you how much we appreciate your time today.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you guys having me on, man. I have a blast every time. I look forward to it.
Nice.
Peace.
That's great. Peace, everybody.